Like, comment, share. Welcome everyone to Squiller's Delight. It is me, your host, Alex. And today we are going to be doing a couple of different dishes. We're going to be doing some smoked armadillo eggs. And we're also going to do a couple of chickens on our new Lone Star Grill's insulated vertical smoker. So here I am getting all of the jalapenos together. We did 10 of them. So the first thing you want to do is you want to wash your jalapenos off, because you want to make sure that you get all of that waxy substance out of the off the jalapenos. Next, you want to slice off the tops here, as I'm doing here. And that one needed a second slice. Then you want to get yourself an apple core and ever so gently core out the inside pith of the jalapeno. That's the hot part where the capsaicin is at. Get rid of all of the seeds and meat and you'll have a hollow jalapeno left over, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get these washed and transported over. You see I'm wearing gloves because I don't want to touch my face with any capsaicin. Our interior of our jalapenos are going to be sharp cheddar, some garlic powder, some cracked black pepper, some cream cheese, my wife's secret ranch stuff here, some chopped chives, some cilantro, and some parsley leaves. Well, you can do the flakes as well. And then you see here my wife is getting the cream cheese ready. And this is the result of what you have for your filling. A nice cream cheese. You can save some of it for afterwards if you don't use it all. So let's go ahead and wash off and wash out our jalapenos after we've cored them, just to make sure we get all of the seeds and everything else out of there. And here what I'm doing is I'm going to place these jalapeno shells into a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to put a little bit of Sprite citrus soda in there to help deaden some of the heat. We have a 5-year-old here at the house and we don't want to roast her mouth with jalapeno. So I'm just going to go ahead and burp the bag here and get that Sprite distributed throughout all of the jalapenos really well. And once I do that, we'll go ahead and put these jalapenos and the bag on in our refrigerator and let it sit overnight until the next day. Now it's the next day and I've got a chub of ground sausage, pork sausage here. And I've actually got a chub and a half. So I got like a 1 pound chub and like I think that's a 2 or 3 pound chub there of just regular breakfast pork sausage there. And I'm just using the Jimmy Dean, and the seasonings that I'm using is the JP Licious rub from JP Barbecue. Go check him out. His rubs are pretty good here, and I actually use a couple there today on this on these jalapeno poppers and on the chicken that I'm going to do a little later. So I'm gonna mash up this ground pork here, this pork sausage, and then after we mash it up pretty well, we're gonna go ahead and get it seasoned up really well with our JP Licious barbecue rub. And I'm working the meat out here, nothing too fancy. So here I'm gonna go ahead and grab my JP Licious, and we'll go ahead and get it, move it over here, go ahead and get it seasoned up really well. And I put 2 or 3 different coats on there, just to make sure that I got it all the way through the ground sausage here, the pork sausage. And so you don't want to overwork the sausage. You want to make sure it stays kind of cool. And so eventually what we'll do is we're going to surround, because we're making these armadillo eggs, so we're going to surround our jalapenos, which are going to be filled with cream cheese. So here I'm going to take that cheese filling, that cream cheese filling that my wife made, and I've got it in a Ziploc bag that I cut the end off, and I'm just piping it into the actual jalapenos here. I'm just stuffing it down in there, just making sure that I've got it all the way through and all the way down inside of the jalapeno. And I could have done a better job. I think I cut too much of the bag off here, but it didn't really matter. It served the purpose here. So this is the actual cream cheese filling that my wife did. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on there, press it on there. It's easier if you let it set out, but this is a capped jalapeno with the cream cheese in there. And so I've done 9 more of them. This is just a speed time lapse of me doing all 9 of those, the extra 9. And you see off in the distance there, I've got some bacon. I've got some hickory bacon there. Don't get the thick cut, you can get the thin cut bacon. And I had plenty of this cream cheese left over, so we use that as another topping. So now it's time for us to start actually forming our armadillo egg. So what you want to do is you want to take your jalapeno and go ahead and surround the jalapeno with your ground sausage, and just start making a ball around the sauce of the sausage around the jalapeno. And I think on the first one I used a little too much sausage, but it all kind of worked out in the end, because what I did was I formed the ball here of with the jalapeno, and then I started immediately after that wrapping that in bacon. And it took me 2 different pieces of bacon to wrap each jalapeno, each armadillo egg here. So I'll tear off another piece of this bacon here. Go ahead and keep rolling it around the jalapeno and the sausage here. And it makes a nice little oblong shape there. And so I was gonna try to put another piece on there one, but I had too much. So this is all 10 of our jalapeno bacon and sausage wrapped. And what I'm doing is I'm putting, there's a fly in there. I'm putting some of my Three Little Pigs cherry rub on here. I like this cherry rub. It's really simple. It's a really good rub actually, that I use quite often on ribs and stuff. So I'm gonna turn these over here and make sure I coat the bottoms as well, just to make sure I get plenty of coverage on the actual armadillo egg. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that here in a minute. And I'm seasoning the other side of the armadillo egg here, just to make sure that I've got it all covered here, because you want to get all of that good tasting flavor all over the jalapeno. And I ran out. Actually, I need to get some more. So Three Little Pigs, if you're watching this, send me some free swag. So we'll go ahead and get our fire started. And I got a little anxious here. Yeah, I'm dropping coals all over the place. No problem. And I'm using the Jealous Devil charcoal briquettes. They're rather large. And here I am. I'm gonna go ahead and start my chimney up with my Weber starters. And I use the Strike Anywhere matches. It's a sentimental thing for me. And I'll go ahead and get the fire started here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and attach my Fireboard drive fan to the inlet on my smoker here. And I use this for when I smoked the ribs the last time on this smoker. And you'll see that it has this nice little air door on there that you have to make sure is open. And then you'll have to also make sure that the inlet is open as well on the smoker. I'm plugging the drive fan into the actual fireboard itself. I'm putting the heat probe for the smoker in channel number 1. I'm going to go ahead and open up the damper all the way. And now I'm going to put the other 2 probes in here as well. So that's probe number 1, and then eventually I put probe number 2. So our chimney is ready to go. I've put some pecan wood in here. And let's go ahead and get our armadillo eggs onto the smoker. You gotta unlock the door, man. Go ahead and get our armadillo eggs on the smoker. So the fly decided it was gonna try and join the party. So I'll open this up and we'll start putting our armadillo eggs on our second rack. And I need to do a little bit better organization here. When I've got this, I've got this giant smoker. I need to organize things a little bit better, but I'm still learning. This is only my second actual cook in this getaway fly in this smoker here. And I'm gonna actually start making my injection for the chicken, and I'm using Old World Oil and Vinegar. It's a place here in Omaha. You should check them out. Here I'm using some shallot extra virgin olive oil, some apple balsamic vinegar, some Italian herb extra virgin olive oil to get a very interesting flavor profile going here. And then this is some more balsamic vinegar. I think this is the apple balsamic vinegar here, if I'm not mistaken. It might actually be the apricot. I can't remember. Yeah, that's the apricot. Really good stuff. You should check these people out. Old World Oil and Vinegar. Check them out on their website. So I'm going to mix this up really well because, you know, oil and vinegar do not mix. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up really well. This is for one chicken. And then I decided to go ahead and put some more vinegar in for the other chicken in here. And this is my blueberry balsamic vinegar. It actually tastes really, really good, and it's very, very thick balsamic vinegar. It's almost syrupy. Put it on just about anything. And then here I'm putting a little bit of apple in here, so blueberry apple. Now we're going to go ahead and prepare our chickens, and yes, I do wash the meat. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So we're going to go ahead and pat it dry and get it into our foil pan. And we're going to go ahead and wash the other chicken as well and get that one prepared as well by putting it also into our foil pan so it can be ready for injection here and seasoning. And I'm using some antibacterial soap because you always want to wash your hands after you deal with poultry. I just ran out of gloves. Is why. So I've got my injector, getting it prepared to give the chicken their shots. So I've got the injection ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and start injecting this into the breast of the chicken, as well as in the thigh of the chicken as well. My arm is all up in the way there. So once we get everything covered, I took the rest of the injection and went ahead and just spread it on the chicken and coated it as liberally as I could. And I'm going to use JP's Sexy Chicken from jpbarbecue.com. Go check it out. And I'm going to go ahead and get this seasoned up really well. This Sexy Chicken has a really good taste. It's a little saltier than the JP-licious, which is fine. So if you want to kind of watch what, you know, the saltiness, you can use less of this or you can use as much as you want to. I use plenty of it. So I'll flip the bird over on the back side, spread more of my injection / olive oil sauce, and add more JP's Sexy Chicken to make this taste really, really well. So now we're going to go ahead and inject our other chicken with our other blueberry and apple injection. And on this chicken, I'm going to use the Meat Church These Nuts rub here. It's thinner than the other rubs, so once you apply it, you have to make sure that you get a good liberal coat on it. And you'll see a little later that I am going to recoat my chicken after I get it into the smoker. So this looks really, really well. It's seasoned up really good. And we're going to go ahead and get it ready to put onto our smoker. So our armadillo eggs are already out there. So we're going to go ahead and put our chicken out there underneath where our armadillo eggs were at. And the armadillo eggs cook for about 1.5 hours, almost 2 hours. And so we're going to go ahead and you can see on that Meat Church that the these nuts requires a little bit more because it's thinner. So we're going to go ahead and do that and put that liberally over that chicken again. Close this up. And when I came out to check the armadillo eggs, I inadvertently pulled out my meat probes from my chicken like a dunce. So we'll go ahead and get my lollipop here instant read, and we're at 170 on that one, 170 on that one as well. You see they're dripping really well. So we're going to go ahead and take these off, and again I pull out my chicken probe. But before we take these out, we're going to sauce these up so we can get a good glaze on them before we take them out. And like I said, this is only my second cook, so I'm going to have to resituate how I do this here. I'll have to run a test with my beater probes to see how well they do in this smoker as well. So I'm just going to stick the thermometers back in and give myself a little slack. I think that was part of the main issue. I'll probably run them down a little lower the next time. We'll go ahead and close up our smoker. And now it's time to pull off our armadillo eggs out of the smoker. After about 10 to 15 minutes after glazing them, I'm going to go ahead and pull all of them off of there, all 10 of them. One of them kind of burst open a little bit, but that's okay. They smelled really, really good. So let's go ahead and carve into one of these armadillo eggs to show you how it looks on the inside. This is after resting it for about 10 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and open this armadillo egg up. And you can see how well it turned out. The cream cheese, everything looks really, really good. And it tasted fabulous as well. These are our chickens. And I didn't have my shorter chef's knife to carve up these chickens, so it's going to look like I'm going all Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers on this chicken. But this chicken was nice and moist. And I was on the phone at this time, I think, as well. So I was having a little bit of trouble carving this chicken up with this giant carving blade here. But these chickens had really good taste. Really good color, I think. And I was just having next time I'll use my chef's knife for this. I'm carving off the breasts and carving up the thighs of this chicken. It was not dry by any stretch of the imagination. You can see that the bone came out on that piece of chicken there, that hind quarter there. So eventually I just got fed up and turned it over and just cut it from the other direction here. This is going to do really well when I get ready to do turkeys later on this year. This is the breast meat, and you can see that this breast meat is nice and juicy and tender. Back it up a little bit. Nice and juicy and tender there. Here's how juicy it was. This is the other chicken I hadn't carved up yet. You can see how juicy that was. Just juice everywhere. Actually, I had to stop carving and start cleaning. So I carved up the breast, the hindquarters, and everything else there. And this was really, really good stuff. So these wings, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed what you see. This tasted good, and this is breast meat. It was an awesome cook. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. God bless you.